So, what happens when you pit a former WWE champion against a bunch of zombies? Well, Army of the Dead. Hello, welcome back to the TMI podcast. This week we review Army of the Dead, Netflix's latest zombie flick directed by Zack Snyder, who directed 300, Zack Snyder's Justice League, and many, many more films. Also stars Dave Bautista of the former WWE champion, and also Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy. So this film is a return to the zombie genre for Zack Snyder after Dawn of the Dead back in 2004. After directing many DC films over the past years, he's finally back to doing what he loves best, which is horror. And I think that's where home is for him. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but the latest Justice League cut did give me some hope that there is a competent director in there, way beyond just the slow motion. This film was actually hyped by Netflix as one of their tentpole franchises. As you may know, Netflix doesn't have quite a lot of film franchises. It's usually mostly just series. The film franchises they have are mostly chick flicks or romantic comedies, but they were hoping to have a franchise of their own that they can count on, that they can sell on a massive scale to men, to women, and to everyone. And I'm happy to say that this film does answer quite a lot of their prayers. So let's start off with the positives. First of all, I thought the acting was great. In particular, Dave Bautista, he was great as the lead. He was by far the best part of the film and carried the entire film. He's easily the most impressive actor to come from WWE, more so than The Rock and John Cena, because The Rock is The Rock in most movies and John Cena is doing mostly comedies. But Dave Bautista shown that he can do anything from dramatic roles to Guardians of the Galaxy and so much more. And with this film, he just brings it again, and I think he was great. It shows that he's more than just a big piece of muscle. He's actually a somewhat impressive actor, and kudos to him. I was a fan of him back in the day when growing up, and I'm still a fan of him now. Another thing that I really enjoyed was the zombies. The zombies were very well done. The lead zombie, Zeus, was actually a very smart twist on the genre. Although this is not the first time we've seen smart zombies in a film. You can go back to I Am Legend and so many more. But this film combined two genres that I really enjoyed, which is one, the zombie genre, and two, the heist genre. And you merge it into one, what do you get? Army of the Dead. I thought that was a great idea, and then I can tell the cast had some fun filming this. Another thing that I really enjoyed about this film was the characterization. I thought the characters were pretty well done. You found yourself caring a lot about the characters due to their personalities or their backstories. Some are given backstories and some are just more so characters or personalities, but I think that they showed more dimension than in most horror movies or zombie movies nowadays, which is good. And it made us care about quite a lot of the characters. There are quite a few good dynamics in here. Batista and I believe another female character was also very good. And also I enjoyed the dynamic between the character called Vandero and Dieter. I think it was one of the highlights of the film. Aside from that, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually do somewhat care about the zombies. They were given a somewhat decent backstory, and in particular, the alpha zombies really stood out. With that being said, one more positive I will give the film is that the cinematography is actually pretty good here for a zombie film, let alone a Netflix film. A lot of the Netflix films are more color graded to fit in with the teen genre nowadays, but with this film, there are quite a few shots that are really nice. Zack Snyder, who directed this film, was actually a cinematographer for this film as well, which is also a very impressive feat. He's always had the eye for good shots and framing good shots, and this film is no different. He does show off quite a bit. As you can see, there are some really good landscape shots here, alongside a few other shots that really play with depth of field quite a lot, which is always great to see. The low light shots are done pretty well as well, and quite a few of the horror sequences were directed very well and very suspenseful. So let's get on to the negatives. Well, first of all, some of the character moments do feel a bit out of place. I'm all for some good character development, and I'm always happy to see it. But in some moments, I felt that it was just too inappropriate. For example, they'd be rushing against time, and then they just sort of sit back and reminisce back in the day, or they just share an emotional, tender moment, which is a bit inappropriate at the time. But I do understand why they did it, because they wanted to make you as the audience really care. I did find myself caring, but at the same time, I was a bit annoyed that they weren't trying to get themselves out of there before a nuke or before thousands of zombies rushed towards them. Also, I felt that the humor, while welcome and quite funny at parts, was at times inappropriate because, as I said, there are quite a few set pieces where you do need urgency and you do need for the characters to run away from the zombies, but they are there just, sort of cracking jokes or acting uncharacteristically. There are a few plot holes here and there that I can't mention because it's a spoiler-free review, but there are quite a few that I feel really stood out. If you changed a few parts of the film, it would have been over way sooner than it was. I felt that a lot of characters were sacrificed or shock value by the end, which is a bit of a shame because, as I said before, I did care quite a lot about a lot of these characters because they were given, as I said, personalities and backstories and whatnot. And some of them are sacrificed for the sake of a glorious zombie kill or a shock value, which I know is designed to make us feel bad. But at the same time, it's a bit of a spoil, and it's just, and at times you just feel yourself asking why. At the end of the day, this film is a very enjoyable zombie flick. It's one of the best zombie flicks you'll see. I certainly enjoyed myself. I know quite a few people did as well. I certainly enjoyed it more than the most recent ones of the past decade. World War Z, God knows how many others combined. I'd say this is on par with I Am Legend in terms of recent zombie flicks. And I do really hope to see more. Fun fact, there's actually a prequel coming out starring the character of Dieter, the German safe-cracking guy. And he's actually directing it himself. It's going to be set in the events prior to the zombie outbreak, which I'm looking forward to see. It's coming out this year, apparently. So you can look forward to that review. In the meantime, I'm going to give this film a solid 7.5 out of 10. As I said before, if you're a zombie fan, you're going to like it. If you are a Zack Snyder fan, you're going to like it. And if you're a horror fan in general, you'll probably like it as well. This is easily one of Netflix's best original material in years, and I really hope I see more of them in the future. It's a step in the right direction, and I hope that they can meet more of these films. Guys, as I said before, thank you so much for watching, and also please subscribe to my channel, push the notification bell, and of course, if you're following me on Spotify, don't forget to follow me there too. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next episode.